You cannot fly the Ukraine flag and not fly the Palestinian one as well. And if you have a problem with that, you need to look inside yourself and ask why it is the case. Because those situations, they're not exactly the same, but they're similar. There are peoples resisting an occupation. Ukraine, backed by the US, its resistance is good because it is a key pillar of US foreign policy. Israel is also a key pillar of US imperialism. And so its oppression as the invader, as the occupier, is legitimized. You have to do some serious mental gymnastics to not see that. By all means, fly your Ukraine flag. I have no problem with it. I believe in national self-determination and liberty for all people, but also extend that to Palestine. And if you don't, if there's something inside you that's uncomfortable with that, you need to reflect. You need to reflect on yourself and ask why.
Can I ask you to lower this flag, please?
Why is that?
Because the club are not politically sided either way.
Yeah, but
So
it was
what
okay
they-
when it was Ukraine, though, wasn't
I
it?
absolutely agree with you. That's what the argument we've had.
One of the central mythologies of the Israel-Palestine conflict is this notion of a kind of parity of force. Like there are the Israelis and there are the Palestinians, and they're roughly equal and they're duking out. Palestine has no army, it has no air force. Israel is a nuclear-armed power with one of the most advanced militaries on the planet. The amount of military aid it receives from its main international partner, the US, is gigantic. Just in 2022, it received 3.3 billion in aid. It is completely lazy to suggest that these are just two groups of roughly equal people duking it out. It is interesting to note that even despite the fact there are collapsing and struggling economies, there's a cost of living crisis in this country and around the world, there always seems to be money for war.
That's why tomorrow I'm going to send to Congress an urgent budget request to fund America's national security needs, to support our critical partners, including Israel and Ukraine. Is a smart investment that's going to pay dividends for American security for generations.
The president defending his expected Friday request to Congress, an unprecedented estimated $105 billion in security funding for Israel and Ukraine.
Billions in aid have been sent to Ukraine, billions sent to Israel. Just during the period of the war on terror, the US spent over $8 trillion. And that is while the US has massive amounts of homelessness, an opioid crisis and various other social problems. So you have to ask the question whether that money was well spent.